This video is about CoinMarketCap, and essentially it's a crypto tracker that allows you to see all the basic infos on any coin that exists in the market. If you're new to crypto and don't know what's really going on, then this is a good place to start. So you can head over to coinmarketcap.com and you're going to see an interface like this. Obviously, you have all your cryptos and NFTs categories and a bunch of other things here, as well as top trending new and most gained and most viewed categories as well, and obviously all these coins that are in the market right now. So for starters, obviously you could click on any coin you would like. In our case, we'll take Bitcoin as an example. And so this is what happens when you click on a coin. You're going to get all kinds of different information, and they all have a meaning behind them. So obviously we have the price of the current Bitcoin, and this is accumulatively across all these exchanges. We'll come back to exchanges and see how they exactly work. Back to the price, you would see this price. Underneath the price, you would have market cap. And market cap is just essentially the amount of money invested into Bitcoin since day one and how much it's valued at by market cap. The more money goes into market cap, the price increases, and so on. Volume is the amount of dollars, in this case, being traded in 24 hours. So more people trade, this number increases, and people stop trading, so this number goes down. In simple terms, FDV would be the fully diluted market cap, meaning if all of the Bitcoin is in circulation, which would be 21 million Bitcoin. In our case, it's 19.81 billion. And if all the tokens are in circulation, then the total market cap as of now would be 2.17 trillion. Volume by market cap, don't really worry about that. Total supply right now that is in the market that is available for trading would be 19.81 million Bitcoin, and maximum supply, as I said before, is 21 million Bitcoin. So these are all your important informations. Go a little bit down, you would see website, white papers, socials, ratings, etc. Go a little bit down. Now, this is also an interesting part where you would see price performance. So you could see a low and a high, also all-time high, meaning when was the last time it had like a really high price. And all-time low would be in the history of the coin, what is the lowest price. So in our case, Bitcoin was at 0.4 cents 15 years ago. And that's pretty much about it. If you head over to this middle section over here, you would see chart, markets, news, yield, analytics. Really, the only important thing here would be chart and market. As chart, just you could see how like the chart works out, what's going on in the market. You could also get this little section telling you about, okay, what type of news is being regulated around Bitcoin itself. And finally, you have the Bitcoin market. And what this essentially means for the coin is that on what type of exchanges it's being traded on. So we have the big ones here: Binance, Buy Bitcoin Best Exchange, OKX, and so on. And these are centralized exchanges. And what a centralized exchange initially is basically an exchange that is centralized and has its own pair of BTC, which you can trade for USDT or any other currency. And the price is pretty much the same because it's all accumulative. So Bitcoin just gives you the overall, while the centralized exchange has its own price because the volume is different. And a 2% depth basically means that in order to pump Bitcoin 2% on this specific exchange, it would take $9,500,000. Same thing if you want to like decrease the percentage by 2%, it would take another 10 million. Volume is just the amount of money traded in Bitcoin on this exchange in 24 hours. Confidence, you would want to trade on an exchange that has high confidence. It just secures your asset more. And that is pretty much it. all being updated recently, which is a good sign for the exchange. And liquidity score higher the better. You could higher liquidity score basically just means that you're trading the asset on a more authentic price. So that is pretty much all the basics for CoinMarketCap and how the coins work. If you want to explore more, I would say there are a lot of categories. You could go into crypto, learn about all this. Dex scan for new pairs and like what's going on in the community. Exchanges, long story short, exchanges, these are all like the spot exchanges, proper exchanges that give you like futures, perpetuals, and stuff like that. And you also have DEX, and DEX exchanges are basically where you connect your self custodial wallet and you could trade from anywhere around the world. For centralized exchanges, if it's banned in your country, then you can't trade on it. You need to find an alternative. So they both have their pros and cons, and I would really say it comes down to personal preference on what you have to use and what you can use to trade your coins. So that was it for CoinMarketCap. Obviously, if you're new, I would say explore and understand what's going on. I would like to end with exactly this market overview. So Fear and Greed Index just tells us the confidence about the market. Altcoin season, this is actually really important because if it's altcoin season, meaning all the altcoins outperform Bitcoin, and we could expect a bull run season when we're in this zone. So right now we're pretty low, around 42 out of 100. So if you're trying to get in, this might be a good time to get in before the market shoots up. Crypto market cap is basically essentially the market cap of the like the entirety of crypto market, and that's about 3.57 trillion right now, and the volume's about 400 billion. ETFs, if you're new to crypto, ETFs, you don't really need to worry about that. It just tells us the amount of ETF inflows there are in like today basically, and across like all the dates you could see this. But if you're new, just don't worry about this. Bitcoin dominance is also really, really important, I would say, because when the Bitcoin dominance goes down, all the money comes into altcoins, which is essentially what happens in a bull run. Market cap index, nothing really there. Freedom and greed index, we already touched upon that. If you click here, you could see a more better vision of the market index and when it was high, when it's low, and we're currently at somewhere here. And altcoin in season index, same thing. You could see the charts and you could see all these assets right here that have performed really well over the 90 days. So obviously these keep on changing, but there are some pretty good coins here that have done pretty good. And you can see Bitcoin right here. So all these assets outperforming Bitcoin as of the 90-day time. And Bitcoin dominance, finally, you could see the Bitcoin dominance chart over here and like all the historical values. Long story short, if you don't know Bitcoin dominance, I would just say if it goes, Bitcoin dominance needs to go down in order for like the altcoins to pump, because that's where most of us make the money. So that's pretty much it for CoinMarketCap. There's a lot more, but this is just a beginner tutorial, so you guys should be good enough to understand and start tracking your own cryptos.